Hi everybody, this is Tina. Welcome to my video today. I'm going to be talking to you guys about Project Life, and right before I started filming my Project Life album, I had showed you guys a organizational project where all my photos are. It's a cabinet where I keep current photos for the year, and somehow I lost that footage. So at the very beginning of my video, I'm going to show you an album that I had dropped some photos in and talk about that album, and it may seem a little weird because I'm missing a little bit of footage, but I still wanted to show you guys the album I put together and talk about that. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope you enjoy my video today about our family Project Life album.
I'm here with my Project Life album I wanted to share with you guys. I know I shared a little bit about some organizational stuff that was happening, and I hope that you enjoyed seeing a real look at some of the struggles that I have. I hope that you enjoyed seeing a real look at some of the struggles that I have. I definitely do not have everything figured out and every perfect, solution to photos and storage and getting so many projects done. So I hope you enjoyed seeing that. I did get this album all finished. The photos, as I mentioned, I found the album was all complete and the cards were already in, and the photos were sitting inside the album. So I just forgot that I needed to put them in. So this was the Hello December album from last year. I covered it with paper, and then I used the page protectors and the cards from last year's Hello December kit. So I put all my Christmas cards that we got in the mail, I put in here, and then I just did our photos in here. I didn't journal anything yet, but I can do that I really don't want to think about Christmas stuff right now, and I didn't want to do that yesterday. I just really wanted to get the photos in so that I felt better about it, and I have some photos left, and I might put some extra photos in here. I felt like I didn't really get enough photos in here. So that was that, and I'm happy that that is done, and I feel like at least the photos are in there. I can stick this in our Christmas stuff and get it out this year with Christmas. So here's our family album. As I mentioned, I got about 200 photos printed, and I dropped all of our photos into everybody's album. Like, I really just had this moment where I was like, I need to get these photos in albums. I still do not have an album for the second half of our year. We're planning on getting family photos done this month when the kids go on break, and we'll have photos to stick in, and I'll have photos for the kids. I also dropped in all of our memorabilia. So there were a few things that needed to go in pockets. I needed to print some stuff out to put in my album. And then here's something that I did. I had found this photo, which is a really old photo. It's like 15 years old. And then I had found this bill that we had paid off. It was a bill that we paid off we had been married a couple years. There's a story behind this bill getting paid off. It was for a dentist. And I found these two things in a pile of stuff I was going through, and I didn't really know what to do with them because I didn't want to throw these things away, and I didn't want to just stack them back in the pile they were in. And so I went ahead and I put them in our album in one of these pockets. And I'm going to put a note in here about what they are and why they're in here. But I thought it was a good way to preserve those memories and still have them. And I had showed my husband the bill, and I was like, remember this? And we kind of talked about it, and it just brought back some memories. It was a bill we paid off right after I had recovered from being so sick and being in the hospital in a coma. And the bill had gone into... We missed the last payment on it because I was in a coma in the hospital. And so it says, like, your bill is now past due, and then it shows we had paid off the amount. And so that was why there's a memory attached to this bill. And so I'll make a note of that, and then this photo, I'll make a note of that. So everything else, I still need to journal some places, but then back here for August, I dropped some stuff in here and put those there, and then I dropped all my photos in. And then I have some photos that my husband took. Ever since he got a new phone, he takes photos in the wrong direction, and it was really funny. I said to him, I showed him the album. He said, what are you working on? I said, our album. And I said, see how you messed up our family album because of the way you took this photo? See how it's so messed up? I was just kidding with him. And I was giving him a hard time. And he's like, oh, that's why you don't like it when I take photos like this. He had a kidney stone, and these were photos of him. When he was in the hospital, he was texting me, and he took them the wrong direction. And so it was like it clicked for him. He was like, oh, I get it now. And so I was laughing at him and just giving him a hard time. The other thing that I realized was I did not have enough photos for our family album. I think somewhere in the beginning of August or so, I really slacked off on taking photos on a regular basis. And so as I was filling in and going back, and I do drop things in around the right time. It's not perfect. It's not like, oh, this is week 23 and these are photos from week 23. I just do it kind of on a month basis. Like I know these photos happened in August, and I realized I really didn't have enough photos to fill up August. So I had to kind of shuffle things around. I pulled some photos, like this photo I had wanted for Violet's album. I pulled it for our family album, because for our kids' album, they only have one spread per month. So for the month of July, I had a ton of photos for Kayla. She did a bunch of stuff, and I do inserts if I need to into their months, but sometimes I do have more photos from the kids that I can pull into our album. So I am really back in the mode of taking photos and really trying to be better about thinking about taking photos. I think that life just got a little too busy for me, and I kind of slacked on that. So one thing I did is, I know I've talked about the fire that was close to our house, and I did some Project Life pages in the app, and I've shared those. The problem I was having with using the app is my photos that I was able to get like from Facebook, the photo quality was not good enough to print the 12 by 12 pages. So what I did is I just took one of the weeks in September, and since I was lacking photos, I took some of the photos from around our house that are, you know, our area that was on my phone, and I put those in for one full week. So there's nothing else happening in this week other than the photos, and there's like, this was in front of our house and stuff, and I'll journal about that. And I thought that was a nice way to get it into our album and then help me feel better about filling the spaces, because I really realized that I lacked photos. So then this is currently where I ended photos, because I printed all the way up to this point. I did print. I'm getting the prints through Persnickety prints. I printed the 8 layouts that I did in the Project Life layout. I'm going to insert a card right up here of how I did my layouts with the Project Life app, and then I added all the text on my computer, and so then I just uploaded them to Persnickety prints, and I'm going to insert them right here in this week, and that will be our trip. All of our memory stuff, memorabilia, is in here. I didn't keep very much of it, and then I have some postcards in here that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with. I usually get those to add to my layouts, and since I'm doing it in a digital form, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. So I just stuck that here, and I'll make that decision when I get the prints, and I'll share the prints when they come. I will share those with you. So that is our family album. It's pretty much caught up, and all my cards are all in for the rest of the year. So I just have to do photos. I am using the photo checklist, which will be on my website. If you click right up here, or you click down below in the YouTube description, there's a photo checklist photo on my website that you can pin to Pinterest and follow along. I share it on Instagram, and it's like a photo a day. I don't use it necessarily as a photo a day, but you can do that. There are 31 ideas. I use it as a photo checklist, so I kind of look over that, and I think, okay, how can I take a photo today for this? You know, if it's I think one of the ones on there is orange. It's October, so I picked orange as a photo, idea. So I would just look at that and think, it helps to give me those ideas to take those photos. I also have my ultimate guide to capturing everyday photos, and that has January through December ideas. And so in October, it has 31 different ideas, and you can get that by just joining me. At the very bottom of my blog post, it says get Project Life updates, and you put your email in there, and then you get that list, and that's really nice to have. And I'm gonna start using both of those again just to get me back into the habit of taking photos. It's so easy to just stop taking photos, and I just sometimes think our life is so boring. I mean, we just do the same things every single day. So if I'm working or I'm home with the kids, but you guys know that I'm a big believer in capturing those everyday moments, and there is something about being able to look back. And even as I looked back on this, we're doing some home repairs outside, and Andrew was climbing up the ladder, and it just is a reminder. And I love having the house in the background of what we're doing. We were replacing some windows. We're gonna paint the house. I hate the color of our house, and we just decided to paint it. So in a couple years, when I look back at this photo and things are so different, I will be so thankful for this just everyday moment that I really it's not an important moment, or there's not anything important happening, but it will be amazing to see the transformation that our house goes through. And those are just the things that I really want to capture. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll be back next week to share with you guys some more projects.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me to the very end of my video. I have a couple other videos I thought I would share with you. I have a fall inspired card that I did where it's a shaker card, and I did some coloring with those really beautiful fall leaves. And then if you're interested in seeing the Project Life Stampin' Up 2015 kit, that is the second video I have for you. That's the Hello December 2015 kit, and I love it, and I used that for my December Project Life family album, and you can check that out as well. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I'll be back Monday with a card video for you guys and all new projects next week. So thanks. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.